In today's video, I just want to share some of the leading Cordyceps benefits as well as a pretty large drawback when it comes to this alternative medicine. Now, before I get started, down below in the description there's this link, and if you do click on it, I'm giving away a free video guide on tips on supplements and alternative medicine. Now, one of the very large, scary health dangers that we faced is the scary C. Strikes without warning, causes lots of destruction and damage. And what am I talking about? Yeah, it's cancer, right? Which is a pretty scary thing. And one of the great things about cordyceps mushrooms is they definitely can help us in the fight against cancer, which is a great thing. In a study published in the Cancer of Chemotherapy and Pharmacology in 2007, cordyceps cause human oral cancer cells to self-destruct, kill themselves. That's pretty dang cool. Now, a while back ago, I read this book called Anti-Cancer. It's about all these natural ways of fighting cancer, and honestly, I don't remember a lot about the book. It's a long time ago. But one thing I do remember very specifically is the author really talked about eating cooked mushrooms a ton in the book, as well as drinking green tea. I remember that. And the reason you want to cook mushrooms before you eat them is because, one, when you cook them, it kills off anything that's harmful that you may not see on the mushroom. Plus, it breaks down the cell wall and makes it easier for you to digest, and that's why you do that. Now, interestingly enough, there's a couple of theories out there on cancer I want to talk about. One is that, we constantly have cancer cells in our body, and our immune system suppresses them and puts them down before they grow. That is a theory. It could be true, but one thing which is true is there's definitely a strong relationship between cancer as well as the immune system. And I was reading, a while back ago, I read this blog post by somebody which was just so fascinating. I want to talk about it today. And that is, he was like, if I ever get diagnosed with cancer, this is what I'm going to do. His theory is that disease cannot really survive in the human body as long as everything's working correctly. What do you think? You think that's true? I think there's some truth to that to some degree. So if he was diagnosed with cancer, he would do all these tests, see which was out of balance, what was going wrong in his body, and correct that. And then his body would naturally fight off the cancer. I thought it was a pretty profound and interesting little idea, so I just want to throw it out there. What do you think? You think that's a good idea or not? I thought it was pretty interesting. But anyways, moving on, back to cordyceps mushrooms. There's a lot more cool benefits. A 2010 study published in the journal Alternative and Complementary Medicine demonstrated that supplements with cordyceps actually improved exercise performance and contribute to overall markers of wellness in older adults. So it basically improved energy levels, which is great because, as guys, we need energy. And there's one thing I'm thinking about why guys need energy. What is that? Yeah, I'm thinking sex, right? Because let's face it, guys, we do a lot of work there. So a little bit of energy could definitely could be good. And speaking of that, a Japanese clinical study found that cordyceps actually helps 64% of guys with their ED problems and rising to the occasion. It really helped out in that regard, which is cool because ED is a big issue for a lot of guys. And quick side note: when it came to Afghanistan, the American government had to make deals with warlords. They didn't want dental stuff or school supplies. They wanted Viagra. So we traded Viagra for war effort, which was pretty crazy. But anyways, all right. Now for women, one more thing too about guys, it actually helps testosterone. And as guys, when we get older, we need testosterone because we want to stay men. But for women, don't go anywhere because it can help women as well. Let's see here. A double-blind study in the Institute of Material Medica in Beijing, China, showed a woman's improvement of libido and desire by 86%. That's a lot in those two areas. So yeah, I'm thinking, honey, we'll go have it for dinner. Cordyceps mushrooms. Here's a drink. Put some cordyceps in it. So it can help a lot of things. And there's one other area I want to talk about where cordyceps can be so beneficial, and that is, what's the number one killer when it comes to Americans? The number one reason for death. What is it? It's heart disease, right? It's a big issue, and cordyceps can help, specifically with cholesterol. There's a study out there in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine involving 273 people with very high cholesterol, and it showed that cordyceps lowered total cholesterol by 10 to 21%, as well as triglycerides by 9 to 26%. And triglycerides really clog up the whole system. It's not good. But even better, it actually raised the very healthy and good HDL cholesterol by 27 to 30%, which is really good. And those numbers are even better than some statin drugs out there. And on a side note, when it comes to statin drugs, you want to stay away from those, especially for cholesterol. For one, it really reduces CoQ10 in the body, and you need that for energy. Your cells need CoQ2 for energy. Your heart needs it too, so it weakens the heart. Another interesting study I read is that they did a study about women that took in drugs for cholesterol, and it actually increased their chance of type 2 diabetes by 48%. So it's like, that's drugs. Yeah, they solve one problem, and then they create another problem someplace else. There's a lot of issues. So, but anyways, back to cordyceps. There is one big drawback when it comes to cordyceps mushrooms. And do you know what that is? Yeah. Where do you get them? They sound so good. How do I buy them? And that's the problem, is finding them. And if you do find them, they're going to be really expensive, because this is one of the most expensive foods out there. You know, definitely the most expensive mushrooms. And I'll give you an idea on the cost. Mushroom, because it's a fungus really, mushroom hunters in Nepal can earn anywhere around $900 an ounce, for cordyceps mushrooms. So they're very expensive, and they're very hard to grow. And that contributes to the cost. It's supply and demand. But the good news is, probably the easiest way of getting them is probably through a supplement. But before you go out there and shop for supplements, it's good to know what to look for, and what to avoid. Because the thing is, this whole industry is really unregulated. What that means is companies are supposed to police themselves. They are the referee. And well, there's some crap out there. Only if a supplement causes a bunch of harm and destruction do government agencies pull them, but they don't have the resources to check all these products out, really. But the good news for you is I actually created this whole video guide all about supplements. I go over what you really should be looking for, red flags of a horrible product, what you should avoid. I compare products back to back, which can be very entertaining and beneficial knowledge-wise. I even share my own ideas on what products that I like and why, and that can be very helpful as well to some people. But even better is I have a lot of topics on health problems and ailments, and I go over natural remedies for those health problems, which could be, so much more for example, less expensive than Western medicine, way healthier, and so much more better than drugs, Western medicine, and that kind of stuff. So I did have a lot of fun making it. I really think you should at least check it out, because it's got nothing to lose. It's completely free. And you can learn more by simply clicking on the link below this video here. You can check out this free video guide I created. Anyways, I appreciate your time and being open-minded to come check this video out. If you learned something, or if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button. That helps me. And yeah, have a very wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.